Day 4. We're halfway along this long drive for Drought, a 448 kilometre drive from Alroy campgrounds ahead for our crew. Yulo to Eromanga via Thargomindah and Nakundra. We're heading west along the Adventure Way as we make our way to Thargo. Thargomindah provides the perfect launchpad for Cameron Corner, the point where 3 Australian states meet. The iconic Burke and Wills Dig Tree at Cooper Creek, and historic hotels and Australia's first hydroelectricity system driven by artesian water pressure. The historic Old Hospital and Old Jail. Lunch is further down the track in Nakundra, a rural town in the Shire of Balloon, with a population of 11 and home to the iconic Nakundra Pub.
We've got a couple of cars on the trip, and they've had even more in the past. There's a really big following of the Classic Land Cruiser Club in Kingaroy.
Jack's come on board as a Long Drive for Drought sponsor. He owns Bloom's, the chemist in Kingaroy. He's passionate about healthcare in regional areas, and this resonates with seeing firsthand the amazing work Drought Angels does in the same space. So he's all aboard to help raise as much money as possible.
This is a 71 FJ45, one of the earlier ones, so it's got the F155 motor, 3-speed gearbox too, and the condition is basically as it's come off the farm. This particular vehicle is a local vehicle to Kingaroy. It was, we think, most likely purchased brand new in Kingaroy, and it's never really left the postcode too much. It's lived on a farm. It was sat in a shed for a number of years, a decade or more, and here it is. This is Jock's 1979 HJ45. So it's got H motor, 4-speed. It is his daily driver. So he drives it to work to and from every day. Big trip for it. Doesn't get this kind of a use, I don't think, normally. He's got all his tools in the back, so a good example of a still currently working and daily driven vehicle that's that old and coming along on the trip. So this is Mark's vehicle that he's personally driving on the trip. 82 model, Troopy. Diesel. It's had a few upgrades, so it's got a 60 series motor and gearbox in it, which is helping them cruise along in quite comfort. I believe they've got a bed in the back, they're camping in the back. That's really good. So that almost completes Mark's collection, because in previous runs he's run with a short wheelbase Land Cruiser. So Shorty, Troopy and the Ute as well makes a really good combination.
This way is dinosaur country. Southwest Queensland's Channel Country is home to Australia's largest dinosaur fossil discoveries, the 95 million year old Eromanga dinosaurs. These are some of the world's largest dinosaurs, and they're right in our backyard. So if you're travelling out this way, then a visit to Eromanga wouldn't be complete without stopping in at the Eromanga Natural History Museum for some shopping and a tour of the museum's operation. A walk through the workshop, the laboratory and the collection centre, learning about fossil hunting and unravelling the mysteries of the past, is not a bad curtain raiser to a dinner under the stars on the front lawn of this magnificent building that holds the secret to the animals that walked this continent millions of years ago.
Pretty easy day today, only about 220 k's to do. It should be a pretty good ride, all bitumen today. When we get to Windora, we're going to have a big cook up by the river, and then we're heading out to see a farmer this afternoon, which should be great. So it should be another cracking day.
There's a serious side to this event. There's raising much needed funds, but it's also about bringing awareness to our farming families, as well as the value of the work that Drought Angels are doing in outback communities.
I'll be fourth generation. Been here since, I think, since about 1906, the first generation started. And then it used to be sheep, and then it went to cattle.
This area where the kids' property lies is called the Channel Country. Covering more than 150,000 square kilometres, it's an arid landscape where numerous intertwined rivulets cross the region and rivers during the wet season flow into Lake Eyre. When there is a wet season, this region comes alive. Grasses, birdlife and a spectacular countryside. But when drought hits, it's a cruel, relentless and punishing environment.
Like Dude said before, we had a really long time of drought. Like we had about 7 years of really hard times. We were just really lucky that Drought Angels really helped us and a lot of other people around here. And when you receive the grocery box or something from Drought Angels, it's a really cool thing that it's not even so much the appreciation for what you get, it's that someone's looking out for you and appreciating what you do. And Drought Angels were being really good to us.
It's when we meet with our farmers along the way, hear their stories, understand their challenges, their commitment, their history, that we appreciate even more the work that people like Tash and her Drought Angels do.
Well, for me, the highlight is just seeing the way the country changes and how these guys survive out here and have a passion for it when it's so tough. And they're fourth and fifth generation farmers, and I guess they don't know any different, but the fact that they want to stay and make it work through the toughest of times, that's what it is for me. Just seeing that, it's just unreal.
This trip is a family affair for Emma. The whole family is here, including the school-age kids. She wasn't leaving anyone behind.
What they're going to learn out here is just, you can't teach that in a classroom.
As well as this committed group of Land Cruiser lovers, there's a bunch of event partners just as committed to this event, Drought Angels and our farmers.
Ampol has a long association with communities. So what resonates for Ampol is the Ampol values and vision is the same as the Long Drive for Drought. They have a very strong sense of community, as do the distributors and partners that Ampol have in my business.
Day 5 hasn't been a particularly long one on the road, so it's a chance to make any repairs to our 40 series cruisers, swap stories and get updates from some of the participants that have hit a few snags along the way.
Start at 200 for Wilma. 200, 200, 200. Where's any takers above 200? 200, 3.
The Windora International Yabby Races began in 1998 and is always on the Wednesday night before the iconic Birdsville races, which is held on the first weekend of each September. The town of Windora, approximately 1,200 kilometres west of Brisbane, hosts travellers from far and wide on their quest to Birdsville for a night of live music, entertainment and of course the age-old sport of yabby racing. We love this description. Swap 4 legs with 8 and soft mains for hard shells as these crafty crustaceans scurry to the finish line.
We're right. Memory Lane is the next one. Dutton's back as well. Woman Knoxville's turned back to go the wrong way. Memory Lane's making some ground.
Yeah, got the winner, mate. Got the winner.
After the break, next stop, Baduri, Big Red, Birdsville, an iconic outback horse race, and a legendary pie.